Good evening, everybody. It's Friday night, my friends. And I'm back, and we'll be doing some coding tonight. Get the weekend started with a bang here. Doing our best to code some stuff and hopefully stay focused. I mean, focused as in like not talking, not having chat. I prefer to have chat, but I'm talking focus as in me being able to keep my brain working. Because for those who maybe haven't followed or whatnot, I for next, I guess, month or so, I'm gonna be the personification of pain while I try to get an appointment to get a wisdom tooth extracted that is being problematic. I have some medication here, but what I've found is that what's interesting about this is that it's kind of like it comes and goes kind of thing. So like I'll get hit with a barrel of it and then it'll kind of ease off, and I'll get hit by the barrel of it and it'll kind of ease off. So even with the medication, it's not real. I mean, it's certainly doing something, I imagine, but it's not really eliminating the pain. It's just kind of making it travel in waves, travel in spurts, I guess. So apologies, I'm not going to speak any more about it. I know I've brought it up already once. I just wanted to just kind of give a heads up if I grimace or something during a stream or something like that. It's nothing that's being said or done. It's just it's just me reacting to the pain of having a bad tooth. So that is what's going on there. That said, I was able to get a few things, make some progress in a few areas, off camera here with the old website. So first and foremost, we go to the register page. You'll now see I've got the audio captcha working, and it ended up being a really easy fix, but it was one that just wasn't immediately obvious. So for instance, let me pause the music for a second and I'll bring up the other audio here. You can hear what it sounds like.
1 3 9 5 7 2 9.
And it's all numbers, and it's 7 numbers, and it's got some background noise and make it a little bit harder for
1 3 9 5 7 2 9.
And I've got this field set up such that you can either put this code in, or you can put the code in that you heard from the audio, and then it'll accept both of those. So I made that change around to accept both of those. I do need to put a little bit of space here. I need to get this register button to move down a little bit. Make it kind of complete, I guess. The other thing is too, this is indented a little bit more than the other fields. It'd be nice if I could get that to kind of pull out some more, so it's not restricted like that. So we'll play with that a little bit. But the fix really was interesting, and actually I want to. I think I'm gonna go to the site, the Nano CAPTCHA site, and just kind of put an issue out there and just say, like, you might want to update your documentation. This is how to make this work with HTML5, because it's not immediately obvious. Now I'm trying to figure out where I did that. I think it's CAPTCHA service. Right. So first of all, I flushed this out so that it would do the correct length, because it was defaulting to 6 numbers when it was doing it. So just flush that out a little bit, and then it must be on the registration. Use a registration controller here. Yeah, so what I had previously was I had this whole try block. I had all these lines here basically, except for one. I was doing like a transfer. And what I ended up doing was I looked around online to see, like, tried different combinations of searches in Google, and I got kind of pointed at this audio subsystem, or audio system as it's called. And I know that from previous searches that, like, you get the audio input stream, but it's not really in it doesn't have the formatting of an audio stream, a normal audio stream. It's like it skips like the first initial portion of it, because it's more meant to be able to use the audio system stuff to just be able to be able to take a clip from it and write a clip out, and have that just play. But once I started looking around, I realized that the audio system has a write, and it takes in an audio input stream, and then you tell it what kind of file to write out, and then it can put it out to just a byte array output stream, which is what we had already as our output, which we then do to base64 and then put it on the actual page. It turns out this was the thing I was missing right there. Just doing that and telling it to write it out as a wave file allows it to now work properly. So all that trying to figure out, like, what's going on, why is this not happening, all this stuff, it really just came down to this one line. It would be nice if on the Nano CAPTCHA site here, where they have their documentation, they document it using a clip, and this is using the, like, internal play, because clip is just the way you do it. You play it from, like, internally, but not from a web page. It would be nice if they added to this. If you want to do it from a web page, here's how you do it from a web page, that kind of thing. So I might like open an issue with them and just be like, here's some potential documentation additions that this can work with on web pages, on HTML pages, which I would imagine would be the more the bigger use case for it, than what they have actually listed here. And whether or not they update their documentation is up to them at that point, but it'll be out there at least. So that was the thing. I mean, I guess I could do like a pull request where I change their documentation, but I'm not gonna. I'll just open it as an issue and let them deal with it. Anyway, so that's where we're at with that. And what else did I make another? I feel like there was another. Oh, excuse me. I feel like there's another thing that I made progress on. Oh yes, so migration stuff. What I've done I knew at some point I would need to have like, there's certain data that really goes with the system, especially when you've got like the concept of email templates like I have now, where you're going to have some email templates that are like basically the defaults for the system. And then I'll have a page that I'm going to write that allows you to modify them to your heart's content. But in that same realm, to do that, I wanted to make sure I had like a way to import CSV files or comma separated text files into the database. Because this is something that's going to come up even with the geolocation stuff, because that you download a CSV file for, and then you need to get that into the database. And that CSV file is updated like every month or whatever. So I decided to tackle that, and the way it's working is I try to do sort of a SQL import, but MySQL PostgreSQL has a concept of server-side imports and client-side imports. And the server-side couldn't see the file, obviously, because even though it's on the same computer, it's a different sandbox kind of thing. And I tried to link in the client side using the pSQL executable. However, Liquidbase restricts that usage of that pSQL command to its Pro edition. So you have to actually buy a license for it and stuff. So I was like, oh, okay, let's see what else I can do. So they do have their own import that you can do, where you can import from a CSV file directly using Liquidbase, using their JDBC calls normally and all that stuff. Unfortunately, they don't do that as SQL. They only do it as the other file format, so XML and YAML and all that stuff. So I had to do an XML change set here that basically looks at the template file and maps all the headers in there to whatever columns they're going to be. Now I don't have the actual header names here. This column has like an attribute that says header, and then it also has name. That's only if the header name is different from the name of the column, which I don't have in this particular case. I made all the header names the same names as the columns. So I just had to do it once here, and then I had to say, what type it is. Now, email type ends up being other because it's an enumeration in Postgres, so it kind of has to do a little extra thing in order to get it out there. And I said the separators, comma, and all that stuff. And then if you look under here, I've got a migrations folder, and I've now got a CSV folder underneath of it that has email templates in it. And hopefully I can open this. There you go. You can see here's our header line, and then from there on out, it's just here's all the comma separated values that go in there. I've made it so that the backtick is the identifier of a string in here. So that when you have something, like if I have a double quote in here or a single quote in here somewhere, or a comma, really is really the case, it won't interpret this comma as going on to the sixth value. It's treating this whole thing as one value. It's basically an escape character, escape hatch kind of thing. So that's what I have there for that, and that appears to be working. I was able to run the migration, and I have those in there. And one of the nice things about that is I can, from this point forward, I can add stuff to the database directly, but then just make sure that whatever I insert directly into the database for the email templates, I just make sure I also put it in that CSV file, and then we're good as far as the migrations go. I don't have to redo the migration. It should just handle it, assuming I do it correctly. So that's what's nice about that. And like I said, that will come into more prominence when we do the GeoIP stuff, because that's the export for that from the GeoIP service is the CSV file, and that's the only way I'm going to be able to get that data into the database, and be able to keep updating it as well. And that's actually, it's a little bit more complicated than that, because it's not just going to be a migration per se. There'll be a migration piece there, but it's also going to be, there's also going to be an admin piece where you as the admin can come in and upload a new file and have it take effect via our code. So I'll have to write some code as well to read that CSV and do that. And that'll be coming up. I have to do a bunch of admin. Sorry, I have to do a bunch of admin functions and stuff. So, you know, managing email templates is one of those. Managing, you know, uploading, importing new updates to the GeoIP database is another one. And the send test email that we have on the homepage right now, I'm going to move to the admin side, obviously. And a few other things. I have to figure out what settings I want on the admin. What settings I want the admin to be able to change via the application versus what settings are going to be sort of outside the application that you have to do on the server itself. That's going to be the difficult part right now, is figuring those out, because I'm at a point now where there's some settings, there's things that you'll want to be able to turn on or off that'll probably be settings that'll be in the database. But there is an argument to say that maybe they shouldn't be in a database because they could be, you know, manipulated if there's a bad, you know, vector or something like that. But I don't know. It's going to be an ongoing debate, I think, as to what should be in the database and what shouldn't be. The other thing, along similar lines, right now, the migration tool, Liquibase, is using the same user account as the application is to access the database. And I think that's going to have to change too at some point. I think I'm going to have an admin user that Liquibase uses, because it needs to do all the DML stuff, like creating tables, dropping tables, all that stuff. Whereas the application itself it needs read-write, but it doesn't need, or shouldn't need, DML access. So it shouldn't be like dropping tables or creating tables and stuff like that. There's an argument to be had for temp tables, but hopefully we won't have to go down that route of having or needing temp tables. So I think one of the other things I want to do to try to enhance the security of the system is have the app run on a less privileged user than it currently is. Right now it's admin. And then just keep the admin credentials there for Liquibase to use during the build, but it won't need it for nothing else. Should need it, hopefully. And that way, if you know, good old Bobby Tables were to rear his ugly head where he's trying to drop table students, there would be an extra layer of protection there that would stop that from actually occurring, where, you know, the user that the app is using doesn't have privileges to drop any tables, and so theoretically that would get stopped. If it didn't get stopped by the application code, it would get stopped by the database in theory. So we'll see how that goes. Sorry. I'm trying to focus here. So we'll see how that goes. What else? I think that brings us up to speed with all the things that I've changed off camera. I think what we want to do on camera today is get the beginnings of some settings stuff done. What is this? Oh, this just got opened by Dependabot. I move through 3.1.1 release as used in Spring Boot admin. For 3.1.1 and other products, allows sandbox bypass via crafted HTML. This may be relevant for server-side template injection and code execution in Spring Boot admin if mail notifier is enabled and there's write access to environment variables via the UI. That's this guy's CVE here. I don't think we suffer from this, but I will keep an eye on it, and hopefully they should hopefully release a new release soon. That should fix that, hopefully. Interesting, I just noticed that popped up. It apparently just popped up 3 hours ago. Anyway, friends. Yeah, I'd like to try and get us started on settings pages. I don't know if I even put the settings pages in here, did I? Oh yeah, I do have it. User settings page, phase 1. That over into in progress. And we'll take a look over here. So basically, the other thing too, there's currently no way in the system to make someone an admin user. There's currently no code to make someone an admin user. You'd have to do it manually by going into the database and adding the role admin to them. It's okay for the moment, but at some point I gotta figure out how that works in the app, because obviously admins should be able to promote users to admin status or to whatever role the system demands. But there's a chicken and egg problem where you don't have any users on the system when you first start up, so you have to create a user, but you have no way of creating an admin user. You'd have to kind of go and manually do it. So I'm wondering one of the things I want to do is, and I want to do this for all users, is have a way to force users to change their password on login, on successful login. And then what that allows me to do then is, as part of the migrations, I can create an admin user with a password and then say, okay, anyone who's bringing this down, here's your admin password. But as soon as you log in with that password, it then forces you to change it, and force you to change it to something like really, you know, not only force you to change it, but also force you to use two-factor auth on it. So those are two things I want to do. I want to be able to enforce, you know, a password change, and I also want to be able to enforce a two-factor auth on a user. So in order to be admin, you have to have two-factor auth enabled or whatever. Something like that in the process. And then of course that also means, well, you know, we also need like a change password page and all that stuff. And that's kind of getting us into the settings page, getting you the basic settings to be able to change and whatnot, change your password and all those things, which is what we're getting into now. So I log in. Oh, the other thing is too, before we jump into that, I have to fix the login page, because if I try to go to admin here, it will take me to the login page, but as you can see, it's not styled. I want to change that around, that there's two login pages, one that's the modal that you see, and one that's styled. And I want to use I'll use the guts of the modal on the styled page, and then we'll go from there. So let's do that. Let's do that right now. We'll go to, I think it's login controller. Everything's going to /login right now. And I think I want to send those other requests to, I think I want to have the instead of /login. I think I'll leave /login the way. I think I'll leave that configured, but I think for the actual login page, the login button, I'll have it go to a different thing here. So basically it's going to be the same Boolean error. I'm basically going to take what's here, that down here, and do that. Call it login modal. I gotta figure out what I want to do with these nonces. I guess I want to do a controller advice thing and have it always available. Probably. It's not needed everywhere, but it's useful everywhere. So want to do. I guess under intersectors. But can I put it in? Handle, pre-handle. No, I guess not. Before the view is rendered, I wonder if, I guess I probably could add it in the model right here. All right. I could. So if I just do get model. Because post handle is before the view is rendered. So, and I'm not using it inside here for anything, so should be able to just do that and get rid of these, and it should probably still hopefully work. Okay, so then turn login. The layout main here.
What is this blowing wind? It's taking my feelings away. Lost in the crossroads at
I probably will need two different
empty spaces. I feel broken.
things.
Only the cold wind. Gray city and the rush of wind. Empty crossroads and dirty cars. The speed of
Maybe. Probably. Where's the navigation? Login modal. We want to go for that. Let's see what that leaves me with. Hope everyone's having a good week though, and a good start to your weekend. Yes. Very good. that back up again. See what we got here.
Where is my crying soul
Okay.
to my empty heart?
Refresh.
All alone, you're at the limit.
I hit login. Guess we'll get in the modal. That's good. I go to /admin. Okay. Yeah, I'll need to it's better, but I'll need to make a separate page there, I think. So let's stop this for a second and then log in HTML and basically the modal fragment. So that's fine. So I just want to do let me go. Where am I at? Go in. All right. I want to do login full. Login full. And basically, I'm just going to pull this fragment. And then enter it. So this is the fragment. Container. How do you enter it? Ready Player One Co. What type of streaming servers are you planning on creating? Twitch-like, Kick-like, yeah, streaming servers like that. Is basically what I'm trying to go for. But I am not more of a hobby project than anything else. I don't have any like business plans or anything like that. I'm just doing it for the fun and making it open source, and then if someone else wants to drop by and run with it, then awesome. I'm just doing it because I'm enjoying it. So yeah, that's basically what I'm trying to do, and I still got a lot of back end stuff to try and work out as far as like getting video going and getting WebRTC stuff and all that. So I'll be able to, I mean, the one nice thing about this is I'll be using technologies I've never used before because I've never had a need to use them. And so I'm kind of learning them as I go along, and we'll see if I can make something happen. You know, not sure, but I'm going to give it the good old college try. And I'm going to treat it like it's a real thing. You know, I'm going to make sure, I'm going to try and make this as secure as I can make it and have features that make sense and all that stuff. I'll even try and integrate with a payment processor, you know, whole 9 yards, without actually putting something out there, you know, that's real, that without actually doing the business of it, I guess. Because I'm a code monkey through and through. I'm not really a business person, so I would need a business person to actually do all that stuff. Make it legitimate and all those things. Where is my... What am I looking for? I'm looking for this. Computer. Excellent. Computer. And I wonder if I can just do this on the container. Find out. Okay, so I have that, and then I want a... bring in the... We don't have anything in this block, right? Nice, I was just browsing and heard of Kick for the first time yesterday, and it kind of looks like Kick is akin to what YouTube would be if it were created in 2023. It seems pretty diverse here and interesting. Yeah, it's definitely a place where you can find a lot of people who couldn't find their footing on Twitch, and even some who did find their footing on Twitch. But there's a lot more people here who were just swallowed up and balled up by the, miasma of just Twitch being Twitch, not really promoting the smaller streamers. So you get a lot of smaller streamers on here, a lot of them helping each other, and just kind of trying to make something a little bit different. It's been pretty good. Unfortunately, it gets a lot of its reputation from the bigger streamers and what they, the shenanigans that they get up to, but which is probably the most unfortunate part of it. But it's there's a lot more of us smaller fries trying to just eke out a corner of the service that allows us to have our meager communities. You know what I mean? Which is kind of nice. There's been a lot of sites like this that have come and gone, and they've all struggled with the same thing, which is getting enough viewers to come over. It's not just about streamers. Streamers are ready to jump platform, but it's about getting the viewers to come over too. And Kick is certainly trying something different. Hasn't been tried before. It just remains to be seen how successful that will end up being. So hopefully very. But give it a shot. I've always been one to give the different services a shot. I've been around the block on a few of them, so because I've never been really a big fan of Twitch and how they conduct themselves. So I've always been looking for, even when I was streaming on Twitch simultaneously, I was looking for other places. I only recently stopped streaming simultaneously on Twitch because of their policy changes around simulcasting and stuff like that. But I'm still broadcasting not only to here but also to YouTube, and then I'm looking at there's a couple other sites starting up that I'll probably restream to as well, and just kind of I'm trying to find a community, a decent fun community. And Kick certainly has the aspects of it. There are definitely some good communities on Kick. I think the hard part right now is, and this doesn't necessarily affect me, but I'm seeing it affect other streamers. There's a lot of streamers who, I guess, for want of a better term, value chat a lot. And they get kind of frustrated when they don't have a whole lot of people chatting all the time. I don't. I'm fine with lurkers and stuff like that. But I can see where their frustrations come from, and that is kind of the, you know, there's always this talk of like, oh, there's a lot of bots and stuff on Kick, and I don't think that there's a lot of bots. I just think there's just a lot of just people trying to support you, who are just very busy and just like to lurk. I mean, I'm a big lurker. I lurk on a lot of different channels. So I can kind of see the two sides of that. So hopefully they can figure out a way to get that critical mass of viewers over where you've got more, where even the streamers who prefer more interactions are satiated, you know? So we'll see. Time will tell. It looks to me like they're going to hang around for a bit, despite not making any money off the site. I think that's probably the one thing that I think scares everybody is how do they intend to make money off the site? Because you know, a site like this doesn't come cheap. But we'll see what happens. I mean, obviously there's going to be ads at some point. How that looks, how that works is going to be the thing I think that determines whether or not this whole thing works out or not for them. But we'll see. But yeah, no, I mean that's I've been on Kick for, I don't know, 3 months now, and yeah, it's got all the same growing pains that any site has that's starting out and trying to compete, you know? Problem is getting the mass of people just use it. Yeah, that's been the problem with a lot of different services. I mean, we just had Glimish go belly up, and that had the same problem. You know, there's been so many over the years. Hitbox, which became something else, like that went belly up. You've got ones that are just running still that have no audience. You've got Caffeine that has no audience but still running. You've got DLive that has no audience but still running. Odyssey to an extent has a live streaming service, but you know, nobody's on there. There's a new one that I'm looking at, trying to evaluate, called LiveSpace. There's another new one called Arena TV that I'm sort of keeping an eye on. And then there's another one that's supposed to come out in a few months called SharePlays. All of which, you know, they all have their promise, but whether or not they can solve the problem of getting a mass of people to come off of Twitch, and that's like the hardest part, is like everyone's so used to Twitch. It's hard to get people who are used to doing a certain thing, get them to switch, get them to look at something else, to pull their eyeballs somewhere else. I mean, the same thing we're seeing with Twitter, right? It's like trying to get a mass of people to leave Twitter and go to a different service is difficult, because everyone's used to the one service, and it's hard to like change is difficult. Change is scary too for a lot of people, you know. So trying to get all that to kind of come through, trying to find the right formula that makes everyone want to leave Twitch to, and I'm not just talking streamers, I'm talking viewers, really, primarily. You need viewers to leave Twitch and come with them. And you would think, oh, I'm going to throw a bunch of money at some streamers and they'll bring the viewers over. And that's not necessarily the formula that will actually work. Because I know, I mean, there's always Mixer that everyone talks about. But there's also, like DLive tried it with PewDiePie. They threw a bunch of money at him, had him stream on there for like 3 months. And as a streamer on the site when they were doing that, they, all those viewers would come in and they would watch him and then they would leave. They wouldn't stick around to watch anybody else, So it's like, how do you get people to not only want to leave, but want to stay? How do you get them to want to leave Twitch and stay on your site and watch other people on your site? That's the hard part, and I don't know the answer to that. We need someone really smart to like figure out, someone with a psychology degree or something, to figure out how to make that happen. Because that's the part I don't know. I want login. There, so then login full. So over here, login full. No, login full. There we go. All right. See how this works? Ooh. Okay, and clean and start up the server. Okay. If I come back over here, fine. Alright, so we're on here. To log in, it gives me the mobile. If I try to go admin, oh good, it did put it in the center. Stuff. So there is not a, right, I have to add a login button and stuff. Right, and that is, where do I, under fragments, login modal. I know this is working, so I can get rid of that. Login JS. I do. I just did a. Just do a submit on the form, right? Hey, Woglu. XWOGVU. I forget how to pronounce it. I'm doing good. How are you doing? I'm doing pretty good. Having some toothache issues, but otherwise I'm working through it as much as I can. But I'm doing pretty good. Doing pretty good otherwise. Oh man. Kind of interested to know what it would take to. Like, this is what? 600 milligrams of ibuprofen. I wonder how much it would actually take to make it go away entirely. Oh man. Because 600 milligrams isn't cutting it. Let's see. So I want to grab the. Where's the? Oh wait, oh it's just doing a. That's just doing a form set, right? So I don't have to do much here. Although it does bring. Now the problem is going to be I needed to submit the form. I mean, I guess I can do the same thing that the other one does, and just bring in the login.js here, right? Or login mobile. Yeah, I guess I'll just do that. Bring this in, although maybe two things with ID login button now, right? Let's see. Well, that's good. I'm glad you're doing well as well. Getting the weekend started. I can form submit. I want to. Yeah, I just need that to do its thing. Maybe if I just, well, if I do .login, it's gonna affect both of them, but I guess that's fine. .login. The login form there, and then login. Login there. What type of backend service do you think would work for this? Used Firebase for a project recently. It'd be good for smaller end project, the possibility to grow. Costs are basically cheap in the beginning, and I think the best part of it is the real-time updates I can provide. The only experience I have is with DigitalOcean, which could work for this kind of thing. There was a. I don't really have. I don't. Let me see, because I've heard of Firebase, but I've never actually looked at it. Oh, it's it's the web app development platform. Yeah. Or NoSQL database. Okay, so Firebase is also a NoSQL database. I don't know. I've always the NoSQL stuff. Has its uses. I don't know how useful it is for something like this. Because NoSQL is good when you've got a lot of. It's good when you've got a lot of. I guess like a lot of almost read-only data. Kind of, sort of. I mean, it doesn't have to be read-only data, but it works better when you. It works better for like if you're doing like a caching system or something like that. From what I understand, and I understand very little. Let's put it that way. I prefer relational databases because you know, most of the time I'm working on applications that are going to store data for long periods of time, you know, and I would say, you know, that's good for that. And then you could have like a combination of that and a NoSQL database if you wanted to like have like a read replica. Or something like that, but even like the relational databases like Postgre and stuff have good read replica functionalities, you know, where you can, you know, use your replica as your primary thing that everybody's hitting, and then you can kind of tune your performance to that. So I don't know. There are lots of tutorials you could pull from on YouTube. New coding project by hand. I think anything. I guess it's not. I gotta put. There's no wrong solutions when you're starting out. And honestly, it's very rare that you have a wrong solution when you're starting with something from scratch. Right? Like everybody's worried about like, did I pick the right tools for the right job? And in reality, you're not really going to know until you reach the limitations of that tool. And if you can make the site that you're looking to make with the tool that you've picked, then it was probably the right tool for the job. Like there's no, you know, everyone gets so caught up in like right and wrong and cost effective and not cost effective, and it's like at the end of the day you're just trying to solve a problem. And if you're able to solve a problem in such a way that is satisfactory to what you're trying to do, namely it meets the performance expectations that you have, it meets the modifiability constraints that you have, and it's easy to deal with, and it has the, you know, some powerful features that you're utilizing, then it was probably the right choice for a time. Even if later on you get to a point where you've got so much traffic that it no longer is viable, it was still the right choice for the time that you were doing it, you know. It comes back to the don't try to pre-optimize your pipeline, right? Like, you know, there's some things you can think about ahead of time, like, well, you know, I'm going to have this many users, maybe this isn't the right choice and all that stuff. But honestly, a lot of that stuff comes from just experience, right? And if you're new to coding something by hand, then you don't really have that experience yet, so nothing is necessarily wrong, right? Now, yeah, you might go down a path, you know, a while, and then hit a roadblock and realize, oh, this is I can't go beyond this point with the tool that I have. I need to go all the way back to square one again. But that's not a waste of time. That's just that means that you've learned a lot along the way, right? You've learned what's working and what doesn't work for what you want. And that's like the best experience you can get, is just a hands-on experience, right? Like, you know, I could tell you about all the pitfalls of this and pitfalls of that, but in reality, you know, it doesn't ultimately matter, because everything can be made to work until it can't. You know what I mean? You can make a web page, you know, you can make I mean, they're doing serverless stuff, right? You know, you can make an entire website that doesn't have a server backing it up. You know, it's all serverless JavaScript and all that stuff. And if you can make one that serves the purposes that you're looking for, and it works for you, awesome. You know, that's not, no one can take a step back and go, well, that was the wrong idea. That was the wrong way of doing it. Because it was the right way, and you made it work, you know? So I would say don't worry so much about, is this the right way? Is this the wrong way? I would just say, like, if there's something about Firebase that you really like, and you want to just go down that path, then go down that path. Or if it's just something you're curious about, satiate your curiosity. Go down and do it. You know, there's no reason not to, especially if it's, you know, especially if it's something you're doing as like a hobby. Yeah, why not? Basically, just do it and optimize, improve as you go. Exactly. And you know, it's all good experience, right? Because you're learning what you like, what you don't like, what you can deal with, what you can't deal with, all that stuff. I mean, I started out this project using, what was that CSS? Tailwind. I was using Tailwind CSS, and I went through all the process of getting it set up and getting all the, you know, the watcher to work and all that stuff. Then I started using it, and I'm like, this sucks. You know what I mean? I just didn't like it, and so I punted. I went back to the Bootstrap, you know? What's up, man? Have you ever worked with Fusion 360 software? No, I have not. What is Fusion 360? Are you talking Autodesk? Is that CAD CAM stuff? No, I've never done any CAD stuff at all. Yeah, no, sorry. I have not done any of that. I was always intrigued by it, though. But I've never had the equipment or the tools or anything, or anything for that. Yeah. I've always thought about always thought it'd be cool to do the to learn how to do like the PCBs, you know, learn how to etch PCBs and all that stuff. But I was never, the hardware, for some reason, and this is very weird, for some reason computer hardware never grabbed me as much as the software grabbed me. Yeah. I got an automated plasma cutter and I'm trying to learn it now. It's very complex there bit by bit. He's a really good PC because it can get laggy. Yeah. Plasma cutter. Yeah, and not just this stuff, but also the what do they call those? The MakerBot stuff. There's a term for it. 3D printer. I don't know why that left my brain. I was intrigued by 3D printers too. There's actually a there's another. I don't think he's streaming right now, but he's playing a game. But there's another streamer on the site that I follow on Kick that I follow called Geister, who has dug into like some 3D printing stuff. He occasionally does a stream on it, but I don't know what his schedule is this week. I think it's Geister, I think. Yeah. So occasionally he does like 3D printing stuff and all that stuff in it. I was watching one stream of him doing it, but it's been a little while, so I don't know. He does a lot of things, just like me. Kind of does some art-ish stuff, and then also some gaming stuff. You can try to take a local community college course on it. You throw shortcuts. A lot to learn. Yeah. I find that stuff fascinating. I don't necessarily have I don't have the time to put into that stuff, but I do find it fascinating, like being able to make make stuff up in a 3D printer, plastics, or even just with a regular what do they even call that? It's a regular cutting system. I'm trying to think of the name of it. But the industrial, cutters and stuff like that with regular metals and stuff like that. All that seems awesome. I would love to do the, like I said, the circuit boards and stuff. And actually, there was one thing that actually brings up another point. I just got my Super NT in the mail. Just came in from Analog. And that's the FPGA board stuff. I would love to try to figure out FPGA boards and how to make them. So basically, it's basically a hardware emulator of the Super Nintendo. So it could take and it's a smaller compact version. So it could take the Super Nintendo cartridges and the regular Super Nintendo controllers and all that stuff, and then it actually has an HDMI out, and I think it's powered by USB-C or something like that, maybe. So yeah, it's I like that stuff. I like the emulation stuff is something that's always caught my eye. Mostly software, but I also like the hardware emulation things. and whatnot too. You do YouTube videos right now. You know, it's you find something that you're passionate about and go for it. It's pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Yeah, and thank you, thank you to both of you for the follows. I appreciate it. I need this to this I don't know, man. I'm ready to wrap a string around this tooth and just do it myself at this point, just to get rid of the pain. But I will let the professionals eventually, once they get around to me. So I got this in the center now, and then I want to grab the, did I not put the line? Oh wait, did I start this up? Did I not? Oh, I didn't put the login button there. Okay. I didn't change the page. No. Boom. Like that, and get a button. Last is primary login and each text login there and see where that goes. Okay, good. And let's see. So let me make sure this one's. Oh, that's fine. User one. Okay, good. That's what I expected. So, tried logging as user one. It said you're forbidden, which is correct. I come over. I am logged in as user one over here. Avatar's not working though. Weird. Okay. Why is the... Oh, that's right. User 1 doesn't have a avatar. Forgot. I have a user 2. Oh, okay. There we go. He's got thing. So it's not, it's working. The error is unfortunately taking me back to the wrong page. I'll have to figure out the error thing a little bit, but it's not too bad. Right, so I am logged in here. So then in this menu, I want to add the settings page. I gotta figure out how the settings pages are gonna look a little bit different. I suspect anyway. I guess I could leave the top bar pretty much the same. I'm gonna have like a sidebar. All right, let's see. Let's get a little different station going here. If I can. Let's go with chiptune. I can go with D, lo-fi. What I want here. Lounge? Let's see what that sounds like. All right. All right, we'll see how that goes. A little bit. Yeah, I want to get settings over there. The top navigation. Where's that menu at? Oh, here it is. Log out button. Settings button. I need to add that to messages properties here. There. Very good. Alright, cool. So, I don't know if that's going to show up right now. Oh, it is. Okay, good. Okay, so I got that on there. I need to do the actual controller for it. I guess I'll make a two. user settings controller. Just for, I guess, just for user settings. Yeah. And front end controller extends. Settings as our base mapping. And controller. Static final logger. Okay, very good. And then we want the view. All I need moments. So go to settings and then the only thing I need to do then is return the settings view for the moment. So I'm going to put that under a different folder. So actually, first of all, I gotta do model and attributes. Page title. Would be how do I do it? Title. Go home. Yeah, okay. Title settings. And then, damn it. Wait, where's the layout at? Oh, I call, that's right. So, right. Oh, I have a set, no, you don't know. Title settings. And this would be layouts. I guess layout main for now. And we'll return settings. Or user settings, I guess. And then I need to add title settings, that, and down here I need new folder. Settings, and then new file users settings file. Grab those. And this they div h fragments. Okay, so that's telling it to only grab all the contents of this div. What else? Oh, excuse me. Yeah, we're taking the contents of the I'm gonna put a sidebar in. I think what would be the best way of doing that in Bootstrap. There's a couple ways. I could do navbar I'm using. Let's see. Side bar. Navigans sidebar. I guess technically it would just be a navbar, but it's going to be a vertical. Navigation. No, let's see, vertical. Navbar. top, fix bottom, top. I don't like the off canvas one. I just want, I mean, I want it to be vertical like that, but I want it to be, so if I do bootstrap, navbar, basic vertical menu of bootstrap is only based on nav class, tag class nav, navbar, nav head select, navbar vertical. Navbar expand. Navbar band collapse. I don't think that means the same thing anymore. Okay. So, I guess I can try it. Although, no, because I want all the settings. Yeah, I do need it to be like a layout that I pull in. I want the settings pages to all be their own thing. It really should be a layout then. And just have the settings pages be individual pages underneath that. So it would be, I would need to I can copy that and modify it for my purposes. Settings, navigation. that. And then for the top navigation, did I put that container in there, right? Fragment, yeah. A div, each fragment is fragment name will be settings nav. That a little bit, and got this here now. Container fluid, and then this would be. I'll put that for the minute here. Bar toggler. Don't need. Nav, right? I need the navbar brand and then what? Clips. Navbar. What is what here? Div. Div nav. Okay. That works a little bit, maybe. Don't need the drop down. And get rid of that. Do that. This really cool front-end code generator is pretty customizable and has helped me speed up coding. You heard of Webflow? No. No, I have not. Oh, I see. It's a no-code site. Oops. I knocked things over. Yeah, no code. So this just this so it actually exports the code. You can export the code from it to do what you want. So basically the old school WYSIWYG editors, which is kind of cool. I mean, that works. The only problem with the WYSIWYG editors and stuff is that they tend to generate a lot of crap you don't need. And yeah, I get that it also generates some back-end stuff too. But you know, it's pretty cool. I mean, that's good stuff. I've actually been using a little bit of ChatGPT for some stuff, for like CSS and whatnot, the things that I don't really enjoy doing too much of. But yeah, I mean, this is a nice way of kind of speeding up the process a bit, especially if you can get it to generate things that use like Bootstrap and whatnot. Do customizable front end stuff. Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, like I said, if it integrated with, say, Bootstrap CSS or something like that would be even better, because then it could just generate some of these some of the stuff for me without me having to look through the documentation. But also, you know, you do have to go through and kind of remove some of the crust and everything. ChatGPT recently banned because you spam the site using multiple Gmails for different projects. Yeah, I paid for the monthly subscription for it, so I can get the ChatGPT 4 and all that stuff going. And it's depending on what you give it, it can give you some pretty good stuff. But it's like, if you're going to give it stuff that's well known, like well warmed over, like CSS, it'll usually do a really good job with it. If you get something relatively new or relatively obscure, it kind of struggles a little bit more with it. Need an ID there. See what this looks like. This has got settings nav. I do the settings layout. I do a copy main. Nice settings. View content, and then I want the settings nav. Environment settings navigation. And then, what does that have? Settings dash nav. Doesn't generate Bootstrap, but it does generate responsive designs. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, honestly, and here's the problem that's going to be my biggest problem with this whole thing will be the UI stuff, because I'm not a UI designer by any stretch of the imagination. So the site will be functional. The site will be functional, but it won't necessarily look that good. And that's going to be the hard part. It's just trying to, like, how good can I make it look without frustrating myself to no end? And that's the real question there. I might have to restart, but put the controller. You hate doing front end stuff. That's why I love Webflow design and color scheme. Yeah, no, I get you. It's definitely not my forte either, and I'm not in love with the color scheme either. It looks like every other thing. I want a dark theme, but I want it to still be somewhat colorful. So I still have to play around with some more colors and see what kind of works with what. Like maybe do like more of a gunmetal gray kind of thing. In the background or whatnot. So I don't know. You make this for UI basically like some days. Yeah. I mean that's what it comes down to, right? It's like it's functional. But it's not necessarily aesthetically pleasing. And that's the hard part, is just trying to make it something that's, because you get so far along in making everything functional and then you're like, none of this looks great, and then you try to do like a pass over it where you make things look a little better, and then that gets frustrating because you're sitting there fiddling with CSS and colors and nothing seems to be working too well. Yeah, it really takes an eye for it, and if you don't have the eye for it, like me, then it becomes really difficult to get anything that looks decent. Yeah. Oh, the one problem is I don't have that settings. I gotta link that up here. So, top navigation. And this is each ref here and say settings. That. And that should be wired up. I don't have to restart for that. Why is this doing that now? Yeah, I gotta figure that out. Okay, so we're logged in. Go to settings. Oh, I didn't, also this failed. View content. Layout main. Yeah, it's, well, first of all, settings HTML. User setting. Content, not content. All right, and then need to change the controller. This should be going to layout settings now. That. Why is the TypeScript JavaScript language server having a problem? And doing it. Why is that running constantly? Is it going to succeed or not? Feeling it's not going to succeed. Nothing should take that long to do. Get that and start. All right. And here, log in. Settings. Not quite working. Problem. Settings HTML. Oh, I forgot to close it. Close it off. Again. Yeah, put it up. Putting it across the top too. That's not working the way I want. How about get ChatGPT involved here? Oh, I gotta log in. Hang on 1 second while I log in here. Oh, it's my freaking camera stopped in it. That camera hub. Change that setting on the camera hub and see if that works better once I camera working again here. Properties. Well, now that's not working at all. That's fun. Wait, what's going on here? This virtual link. Oh, I see. Changed it and it went berserk on me. Hang on a second. Grab this, change that. Okay. Oh, that's terrible. That not working. Well, let's see. Let me try that in OBS here and see if it works better. Or not work at all, I guess. Okay, so that setting doesn't work at all. Yeah, setting seems to work. I don't know why it's still freezing up like that. Really annoying now, but there we go. Camera's back. That's annoying that that's still insisting on freezing. But it is what it is. Alright. So we're back here in ChatGPT. I want to say, a vertical navigation side navigation bar with 4 items, each with a awesome icon and some text and text label. In bootstrap spot. Power uses the deflect and align item center class to the line icon as the label. For each line, dark for dark color, saturation none, remove underline, separate items. Alright, let's see what that looks like. Gotta be better than what I put here. Yeah, let's see what's that. Let's see what it looks like, I guess. Well, it's close, but not quite. They're taking up the whole section there. Messed up a bit. Yeah, I mean, it got it gave me what I asked for. It didn't give me exactly what I was looking for, but can you modify the above to allow a section of HTML to appear on the right side. Of the navigation items with the nav. You modify above to make the navigation items run down the left side of a container, I guess, of a container, maybe? Let's see what this looks like.
Wanna play with me? Wanna play with me? Wanna play with me?
That's pretty much what I was looking for. Just the wrong color, but that's fine. We can fix that. Okay. Okay, we're getting somewhere. The welcome is there. Where does that go? So that goes down here. Page content. Huh. It's improved. Yeah, no, it's it did a really good job there, actually. I'm pretty impressed with it. don't know why I lost. Why copying and pasting into here lost me my colors. They're slowly coming back though. It just made everything gray. I don't know why. That's because it's doing BG light. I want brown dark. I want the links to be light. Link light. That there. Okay, and then really, but what's tricky about this is I want the sidebar. I want the page content to be So he's got to be inside the container fluid there. I guess I could do this. Control X there. Over here. Have that. Actually, I'll make this page block. And then the whole row here. Right, and then over here. That. And then this would be I want to do primary here, and this would be the place the contents with that fragment. Okay. So that. Getting there. Did I not put anything on this page? I put settings on there. Having a problem with this? Any problem with email going? Private content. New content. It's like it's almost there, but it's not showing the content. Div. What is that? Inner fluid. Oh, I bet. Oh, I know what's going on. That extra div here, right? Or not there. Where's the extra div coming in at? Inner fluid, is that where it's coming in at? This is showing up outside of the container fluid. Not what I want. And that's happening because I didn't put it inside of it. There we go. That might work a little bit better. Or not. Saying that this div is off page. Not great. Inside the container fluid like it was. But last call. Container, wait. Let's see the container. I see call here. I thought I was supposed to take teach replace would still take things in this class here. Guess not. Which means let's take this out of here. Make it a block. Make sure this other div gets in there, into the mix. This was down here. Why is that? And why is it a hyperlink too? Did I miss a closing container here? Air fluid div. Yeah, it's throwing it off. I want. Look at the, I will inspect it. So, div class air fluid, div class row. And this div with all links in it. Close that div. And I'll close the row div. Oh no, this is inside the row div too. Which makes sense. Although as there's more content on the page, it's gonna keep pushing the sidebar down. Which I guess, I mean, that may or may not be a big deal. So I pull the div class row. Okay. Pull that out of there and pull that up into the settings here. So that would have to go here. That up a little bit. See what that. It's better. Why is this blue? Oh, because I did text primary, right? Why did I have text primary on there? I don't know why I have text primary on there. It had text primary on the other thing, which not necessarily correct. There you go. All right, so settings page. We have this. Is it really going to be that indented? Because that's kind of ugly. That and that. Let's go. What do we got here? Oh, there's a ton of padding here, looks like. Where's the, there's a ton of margin. Is there a margin auto somewhere here? I guess the call is putting the margin on there. What if I changed this to call auto? That's better. Okay. That's much better. All right, so let's change that to auto. Okay, and then that means these are settings. Is all I have to change the content on. And then the nav forms take care of them. Well, they don't take care of themselves, but they'll be there. Hey, Master King, welcome. There's not much going on with me right now. How are you doing? Getting the weekend started here. Doing a little settings page layout, I guess. Showing one of your favorite streams. Oh, that's good. I'm glad to hear that. Whose stream is that? But thank you. I appreciate the sentiment. I really do. Well, you know what? This is weird. I felt this before too. This prescription has like a delayed reaction where it's, for some reason, it like doesn't really start to hit until like an hour and a half. And now I'm not getting those like bursts of pain that I was getting earlier. Weird. I don't know. And I'll have this for a little while, and then like in 2 hours time it'll be back to like the bursts of pain. I don't get it. I don't know how this medication is supposed to work, but it's very strange. Have I tried kratom? I have no idea what that is. I am out of the loop. Oh. Google? Oh boy. Oh boy. Better not be some kind of like adult position in the bedroom. I'm gonna hide the screen for a second just in case. Oh, I see. It's an opioid. Yeah, the opioids are a bit rough. Bit rough to deal with, eh? Addiction, abuse, and independence. What is it? Treatment for muscle pain, suppress appetite, stop cramps and diarrhea. Oh, and panic attacks. It's very strange to see how many things one little plant extract is good for. And it's also kind of scary too, because like back in my day, so I had really bad acne growing up as a teenager, and like really bad. Like my face was darn near purple from all the acne. And I went to the doctor. I'm like, I need something to kind of get this under control. And so they prescribed two things. Prescribed tetracycline and erythromycin. Now, erythromycin's like a basically a prescription OxyClean kind of thing. It's a rollover thing. But the interesting part there was the tetracycline. So they don't prescribe that crap anymore because they realized they were prescribing it, and because it's tetracycline is really a heart medication. It's meant for some kind of heart disease thing. I don't remember exactly what. I think I can probably look it up. Tetracycline, yeah. Well, it treats bacterial infections, which is why they were using it, because ultimately acne is a bacterial thing. But it also does, what is it? I thought it was also a heart thing. Why is it no longer used? Oh, it doesn't work as well. Okay. See, it says here it can treat acne and skin infections, but they stopped prescribing it. At least prescribing it to kids, I thought, because of the side effect. What is this? Lyme. Sometimes you just treat Lyme disease and malaria. I mean, so much stuff. Side effect. Yeah, I think it was because of the serious side effects. I stopped doing it, like chest pain, hives. There was something like that they stopped doing it. Oh, here's erythromycin. Although I thought it was with an E. Erythromycin, not a. Oh, acromycin. That's different. Okay, that's brand name. But yeah, they had something like that. It was like, it was used for like, they originally used it for like blood pressure or something like that, and then realized it could do all these other things, and they started using it on kids for helping with acne, and then stopped doing that because they're like, wait, this has got some side effects that are not so great for kids. It's toxic to kidneys. Oh yeah, that's right. It also had potential for renal failure, which was also not so great. it's one of those. It was one of those things where it was like the cure is worse than the disease kind of thing. And then I think they have in yeah, and this is just like straight up killing bacteria and stuff. Basically, this was like a rollover. You just topically, yeah, there's like topical gel kind of thing, and it would basically because the whole thing with acne is that it was nobody wants renal failure. Exactly. And they were giving it to kids, like teenagers, for the longest time. But this would basically, like acne and stuff is just your pores just clogged full of grease and everything. So this would just open your pores up directly and just dry them the hell out. Like you'd roll it on and right away you'd feel like your whole forehead would just be like like sandpaper. It would dry it up immediately. It was fantastic. But yeah, they had me do both of these at the same time. It was interesting. It did work. I'll give them that much. But looking back on it and seeing like all the dangers of it, it's like, maybe the acne was the better choice, That's funny. Oh, they have pill form too. That's interesting. That is interesting. Oh, yeah, here it is. It can also treat, like, it can treat infections. It can also treat acne when used topically. So it's anti-infection and anti-acne. Just depends on where you put it. Do you put it inside your body or outside your body? I just love how these things like have so many different like uses, and they're just like, oh yeah, this happens for all these other things. Must have one of those ultra wide screens with dual monitor. No, this is 1080p, believe it or not. It's a 1080p monitor. I've been thinking about getting an ultra wide, or at least getting a 1440p or something. But no, the reason I got this particular monitor is because it has all kinds of connectors on the back, and all different kinds of connectors for different purposes. So I did that. It also had like a straight, HDMI connector and stuff like that, along with everything else. But yeah. How am I not switching screens back? Oh, well, so yeah, so the main monitor is 1080p, but I have 4 monitors, so yeah. So in fact, all these monitors I think are 1080p. Though technically 2 of them aren't mine. 2 of them are, because I work from home now. I used to work in an office, and then they closed the offices down during the pandemic and said, oh, you guys could just work from home permanently. Here's whatever equipment you need. And I just took 2 monitors and said, okay, these are now mine. So 2 of these monitors I own, 2 of them I have acquired. But yeah, I've got a 4-way monitor thing. So I've got like OBS up at the top monitor. I've got the top right monitor. I have like Pretzel Rocks running, and I've got a browser open with my tabs for like Restream and Kicks, backend, and all that stuff. And then down here, the main screen is the one that you're seeing right here, is the one I have in front of me. The problem with this setup is, and you probably notice this when I'm playing games and stuff like that, is that it always, because of the way the monitors are set up, it looks like I'm always looking down, and that the camera's looking down at me. But in reality, the camera's kind of on my level, but it's I'm looking down at the screen because I can't get the like I can move the desk up more, but it's there comes a point where it's just not comfortable. So I'm trying to figure out like where everything should be, because this is a standing desk, so it's motorized. It'll go up and down. But yeah, I gotta figure something out with that. The camera and stuff always kind of bothers me, where it looks like I'm looking down at something when in fact it's like right in front of me. Really, I mean, it's not at my eye level, which is also another problem. And then I have another monitor on the right that has the actual chat things on it, and normally would have like my chat bot and stuff, mix it up or whatever. But I'm waiting for Kick to get a proper API, so Mix It Up can duel into them, and then I can run the Mix It Up bot again, which would be nice. But yeah, no, I mean, that's kind of my setup. It's janky, but it works. And and my right side screen here with the chat and stuff is, I have it set up with an HDMI splitter, and so I have my work laptop up on a shelf, and then I have that to where it plugged into this HDMI splitter to where I can just use the remote control. I have a remote control here, and I can just switch between sources, and then I use that for work, and then all that fun stuff. And also, I've got the one thing, like the linchpin of my entire setup here, which ends up being fantastic, is I've got Mouse Without Borders running, which is basically a software KVM. Like, I have an actual hardware KVM switch I can switch between, but the software KVM is just fantastic. Like, I can just go to the edge of my screen, and now I'm over on the other computer's screens doing my thing, and then I can come right back and I'm back onto this screen, and it shares the clipboard too, so I can copy a clipboard from another computer and bring it over here and stuff. It's called Mouse Without Borders. And it's Microsoft Garage Mouse Without Borders. It's also part of the Power Toys on Microsoft. Power Toys also downloads it, or you can download it separately here. And it's free. The other thing is, I was also looking, because I was thinking about switching my Surface over to Linux, and I wanted to see if there was something that was like an open source thing, and there is an open source one that I was looking at. I think it's called, I closed it, but I think it was called, Border, Mouse Without Borders Linux. Barrier, that's what. But this one also works on Windows, from what I understand. I haven't tried it yet, but it's also free, so it works on Windows and on Linux and the Mac. We got. Wait, is it only Windows and Mac? No, I think it works on Linux too. But you have to get it from a one of your distros. Yeah, there's releases for Windows and Mac OS here, and then otherwise you get it from your distro thing. But I haven't tried this. I was thinking of downloading it and trying it with just my Windows machines to see how it works. Oh yeah, here's all the distro packages here. Arch Linux, Fedora, Manjaro, Ubuntu, Winget. Yeah, there's all kinds of things. I'd like to try this out and see how it works. Especially if I can get this to work without admin privileges. that would be fantastic. Because my work laptop, they're getting annoying with not giving us admin privileges when we need them, and it'd be nice if I could just put something on there that doesn't require it. Was that called Microsoft Power Tools? Yeah, there is a it's Power Toys. So you can go to, you either get Microsoft Garage Mouse Without Borders directly, or I think it's Microsoft Power Toys. Yeah. And Power Toys has a whole bunch of things. Like Always on Top, Color Picker, Locksmith, Host File Editor, Keyboard Manager, Mouse Utilities, and it also comes with Mouse Without Borders. And then Paste as Plain Text, Peak, Power Rename. I haven't used half of these, but some of them are nice, like a screen ruler and things like that. Video conference mute. But yeah, these the Power Toys utilities works on Windows as well. It should work on all Windows, I believe. But it's basically a collection of all these things. And yeah, it's a reboot of the Windows 95 era Power Toys project. It's been around for a while. Just found out that Xbox One and up can run Linux operating systems. Yeah, I don't know that there's any hardware out there yet that can't run Linux in some form or some flavor, which is pretty cool and interesting. Because I believe they hack the PS3 to get Linux on it back in the day. I wouldn't be surprised if someone has something like Homebrew for PS4, and I'm sure it's only a matter of time before the PS5 gets something like that. The Wii and the Wii U had the Homebrew channel. The Switch has been more of an oddity. I think you could probably run something on the Switch, but nobody really wants to because the hardware is so limited. Which I guess that's one way to get people to not run custom stuff on your hardware, is to make your hardware crappy. I guess that's one approach. But yeah, no, it wouldn't surprise me that there's a lot of good distros that you could run on there. The one nice thing too about Microsoft's, about the Xbox and stuff, is that they're really taking their cross compatibility seriously and stuff. You know, like they're doing things for Xbox now and also the PC, and making sure everything works on both. And I really appreciate that part of it. I like being able to go on, you know, Game Pass and know that pretty much everything on Game Pass I can just play on the PC, you know, directly. Would you like Samsung and boot lock the system from the BIOS? Yeah. Right. Exactly. Which, you know, someone's gonna figure out a way to I mean, they'll just swap in their own. They'll find a way to dump the BIOS and then swap in their own BIOS without the boot lock on or whatever. Or they'll find a way to flip the bits or something. You know, it's kind of a, I don't know. It's one of those weird things where it's like, I get that they want to try to prevent some piracy on the system, but I mean, you know, PC's been around for ages and ages and ages, and it hasn't really, as much as they complain about piracy on the PC, it really hasn't hurt the PC gaming industry all that much. Oh, I'm getting a BIOS reader because I have one of those types. There you go. There you go. I mean, that's, yeah. I just, and then you get into the whole like right to repair and everything else to be able to repair these things and get schematics for them and all that stuff. I mean, it should be, there shouldn't be all these hidden things on something that you're purchasing and keeping in your, it's different if it's a rental. And I feel like there's no way you can rent necessarily that hardware, right? It's got to be, I mean, I guess technically if you're going into the cloud, you're renting it at that point. But like, if you're physically buying hardware and it's no take backies, then be able to see all the information you ever want on that hardware. Schematics come from the FCC. Yeah, but I mean the manufacturer should also provide like repair guides, and part of the repair guides should be here's how the circuit boards are set up. Here's how the like I watch a lot of videos of them repairing old arcade machines and pinball machines and stuff like that, and you've got entire booklets of just like how everything is set up, how everything is wired, wire diagrams and everything else, circuit diagrams, and they can just open that up and go, all right, well, this circuit does this and that's not working, so let's put a probe on there and see who's going on and see where the where the disconnect is and all that stuff. And that should be normal. That should be the default state for all the consumer electronics, You can get chip level pinout and etc. from the manufacturers. So a little reverse engineering. Yeah. I mean that's generally what people do, right? They you find out what chip is on there, and then you go to the actual manufacturing plant that manufactured the chip, not necessarily the one that assembled it, and you say, okay, well, what does this chip do? And then you kind of have to revert. You kind of have to work your way back from there. You know what I mean? And I feel like it should be the responsibility of the assembler of the hardware to provide a consolidated manual on demand that has all that stuff in it, as well as whatever they would need to do, any additional information that would be necessary for a repair shop to do their job. You know what I mean? Like, it shouldn't be that should be the norm. I get that your end user, your end consumer is not going to care. But if you're a repair shop or something, or if you do care, you should be able to go to their website and say, give me a schematic dump of all this stuff, and be able to run with it. I mean, yes, it gives away some of their trade secrets, but I think if it's a consumer electronic, you kind of have to. You kind of like the social firewall. Well, I mean, that's one way to look at it. You like to do the reverse engineering. I could see that. I could see the desire to do the reverse engineering on your own and figure it out. I can see that too. What's the project for today? I am trying to get basically the basic layout of the settings page right now. We got the user settings here, and there's going to be, so the settings page is going to be different than creator dashboard, which will be its own thing. So I'm kind of looking at this and I'm going, all right, well, how many settings are we going to have for the users? And I imagine we might have a bunch, but I like to categorize them out and get the basic layout here, because this layout is pretty much going to be the layout that I want for the creator dashboard as well, where I got everything separated into small pages. So that's kind of what I'm trying to do right now, just sort of like lay this out a bit and see what it looks like. And ChatGPT generated this sidebar for me, so it's not bad, not bad at all, honestly. These are just placeholders, but it's not bad. Not bad what it did. I like it. I just need these to be links and stuff. And we get the main settings page here. I'm not in love with the color. I'm really not. Like the gray. Like I definitely want the site to be dark mode. Right, because I don't want it to burn your retinas whenever you come on here and look at it. But at the same time, I want the colors, I want it to be a little bit, I want it to be different color-wise. Like everything is like black and purple or black and gray or black and green, you know, it's like, or black and gray and green and all that. And I want to find some color scheme that actually is different, but also a little bit more upbeat, but also still dark mode. And I don't know. I mean, it's good enough for now, but it's still kind of, the more I use it, the more it's sort of working on my nerves as far as like how this looks. That's it. We got our settings page, and I guess the first thing would be to get some actual settings on there. So what would be the first page? I guess the first page would be your display name. Yeah. You prefer purple neon or emerald green and black? Like emerald green letters with neon highlights? Emerald green and black. Purple neon. Maybe. I think it's a little bit, it might, I don't know if I would go with any neon colors. I feel like it would draw your eyes away from the main area, but it could work. I don't know. I was looking through sites that have different color palettes, like dark mode palettes, or dark theme palettes, I guess. Dark color palette. And there's purple. Yeah, I don't know. I want there to be I want there to be contrast, but also why is that? Let's make 2 swatches of the same gray. You got black and red too, but I don't know if I want that. Red and green. The Christmas theme's going. Yeah, we'll have to see. I'll have to keep looking at things here. That purple, yeah, with the white and showing fade the black towards the edges. Yeah, as for like the background kind of thing. Yeah, I don't know. I definitely want some kind of either an image or a gradient or something in the background. Something that's not too, something that gives a little bit of pizzazz but isn't too distracting. Sexy girl, yeah. Like I said, not too distracting. you want people to be watching the stream, not the background. But yeah, let's see. I have to keep working on it a little bit, figure out what I want. I will say this though, I'm going to suggest, yeah, that's fine. No, it's fine. It's a good suggestion. Just it may not be a practical suggestion for what we're trying to do. Yeah, I hate to do this, but I think I'm gonna stop here for tonight, just because I do want to get the settings page moving along, but at the same time, I'm having trouble focusing, not because of anything going on in chat, but just because of the pain. Is making it so that like it's starting to come back in. Like I said, it dulled away and went away, and now it's back again. It's like comes and goes. So I'm going to try Dolly. It might be able to help. Maybe, yeah, I could try the Dolly AI thing and see what it comes up with, or Midjourney or one of those. Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's no, I have a wisdom tooth that has gone bad, and it's going to be another month before I can get an appointment to get it pulled. So for next month, I'm going to be dealing with this. So it's just one of those things where it's like I'm still in the early stages of dealing with it, and I'm trying to like figure out how I need to figure out how to work through it, because I'm going to be doing it during the during the day and everything when I'm doing normal work and all that stuff. So I gotta figure out a way to cope, and that's kind of what I'm just trying to do right now. But yeah, that's just it is what it is. Maybe bad apple juice helps. At this point, I will try pretty much anything. See what helps. What bothers me is that I was pretty clear with dentists. I was like, I'm in pain. And I would like something to help out. And they did their thing. They said, here's some medication and stuff. But what bothers me is I get that it's a wisdom tooth and there's no point in trying to salvage it. But the big problem is I have a cavity that has exposed a lot of the tooth, right? A deep cavity. And it's like, couldn't you have at least, I don't know, either fill it or put something over it just temporarily, just so that maybe it would reduce the amount of pain I'm getting on a daily basis rather than just throwing some pills at me. You know what I mean? Like, that's the part that bothers me, is like, couldn't you just like do like a temporary fix? I mean, I get that it's kind of a waste because we're just gonna end up getting rid of it, but it's still like, it would give me it's better than spending a month, trying to get the pain meds to work. Now, you want it to stay open or it'll get worse? Oh, is that okay? I mean, maybe that's the case. Maybe that's why I didn't do it. I don't know. This is my first go round. I've never had any real, I've been lucky enough to not have any real problems where I've needed a dentist. This is like the first time I went to the dentist in like 30 years. So, I'm at that point where I'm just like, I just want I just want the pain to stop. And that's kind of where it's at. It's just like comes and goes, and it's annoying enough like that it just kind of distracts you. You had 6 pulled when you were teen. Oof. Yeah, I see. Like when I was looking at I was referred to an ortho surgeon. And I looked on their website, and they like are big about like having teens get all their wisdom teeth out because it's the easiest time to do it and it's the least amount of problems because they haven't grown deep. The roots haven't grown deep yet. And I'm like, I don't know if that's the right approach. I get that the teeth are technically not useful, but like, I've also heard things where, I mean, they're there for a reason. Even if they're not necessarily useful, they're there for a reason, and just kind of pulling them for no reason seems wrong. Yeah. It's not, trust me, you'll need a retainer. Yeah, if you had all of them pulled, you mean you'd need a retainer? Yeah. Yeah. No, because they said to me, they're like, well, you want to go get all of them done at once? I'm like, the other 3 are fine. It's just the one. I think I just want the one. Thanks. I'd like to keep as many as I can. Even though they might give me problems later on, I if later on is 30 more years, then I think I'm doing pretty good, They were very quick to be like, you want to get all of them at once? Like, what is it? Buy one, get one free, get 3 free? Is that what we're doing? Do we have a special? No, that's the whole thing. And to be fair, it's also a lot of my fault. Think of it as an interesting experience. Yeah, right. I mean, it's definitely a new experience, but a lot of this is just generally my fault. I've been putting it off for a while. it started being sensitive to temperature like 2 years ago during the pandemic. And I was like, well, I'm not going to a place where I can't wear a mask until there's some kind of vaccines, right? So I kind of put it off, and then it was easy to and I kept putting it off, and then it became easy to keep putting it off. And then the other day, it went from being not really terrible to just being absolutely terrible. It was like a light switch going on. It's like, you are now not going to sleep tonight from the pain. So that was so really it was mostly my fault. I should have had this looked at, months ago. While it was still not giving me as much of an issue, but now I get to deal with all the fun pain, all the fun things. But yeah, it's all right. It is what it is. It is what it is. All right, friends. We'll pick this up in tomorrow afternoon. I'll be doing my normal Saturday long form session, hopefully for a couple hours. Usually 5 or 6 hours I go for. And we'll pick this up. We'll get through the settings page, and I have a few more, like maybe start to get the look and feel of the admin page in place, and some of that stuff. So hopefully we'll see. But yeah, that'll do it for me for tonight, my friends. Thank you everyone so much for hanging out and keeping me company and all of those things. We've hit 50 followers tonight, so awesome. 50 followers on Kick tonight, so very awesome stuff. I appreciate every one of you, and yeah, we're gonna keep on keeping on. Like I said, tomorrow afternoon, I'm gonna do a couple more hours of this, and then that's that. That'll be my streaming week. I'm off on Sunday and Monday as per usual, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday we'll be back with more Dragon Quest 11. Enjoying the heck out of that game. And then next Friday night and next Saturday, I think, yeah, it might be Saturday or it might be Sunday. I have to look to see what's going on. We'll be back with more coding. So that is the story as I know it, my friends. Thank you so much everyone for watching. I hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening. Am I going to code on Monday and Tuesday? No. At least not on stream anyway. I might code off stream. I usually do a little bit here and there off stream if I'm feeling like it. But no, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday are my gaming nights. And then Friday and Saturday right now I do the coding. I'm thinking about adding an additional day, maybe a Sunday, do coding. But I gotta think about it. My problem is that I work all day coding, and then at nighttime I have to be. Sometimes it's hard to get into the right mood to sit down and do some more coding after you've been coding all day. You know what I mean? And I don't want to burn out either. So I've been trying to take it very gently and see if, like maybe I'll code on a Monday or something. Say Sunday for the relaxation. Yeah, true. Yeah, I do need one day off. I will definitely always have one day off. But maybe I'll code on a Monday or something. I don't know. I do want to introduce one more day again, but I have to see what that's going to look like, what that's going to be. So we'll see. We'll see, friends. But anyway, I hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what it is for you. And hope to see you back here again in the future for some more stuff, whatever happens to suit your fancy. Until then, see you, bye.
Space!